Good day, everyone. I am Rona Mae Umpad.
I'm Shaina Romeo.
I am Dianne Dela Victoria.
I am Cabañero.
I'm Ivahn Marc Laspiñas.
I'm Jaslyn.
And we are the Group 3 from APHRODITE.
Drainage problem in Barangay San Isidro has been keeping the residents in distress. In order for the pavement of a road to endure precipitation and other environmental stresses, drainage systems are essential utilities and roadway constructions. Climate change combined with inadequate drainage systems has made surface flooding during rainy seasons a frequent calamity in the majority of rapidly growing urban areas. Urban flash flooding, a result of high-intensity storm occurrences, gives rise to dangerous incidents, including disease and flood mortality. Urban surface flooding and waterlogging from heavy rains are common problems.
A resident of Barangay San Isidro, where around 7,000 people live and some citizens' livelihood are e-bikers, street vendors, and sari-sari store owners. There's a big problem with how some of the people in San Isidro handle their trash. Some folks follow the village garbage collection schedule, but others don't, so they dump trash in the wrong places. This messes up the drainage pipes, especially when it rains. Water gets stuck. The smell of the blocked drainage are unbearable, and when the drainage is blocked, it floods the areas. This is not just smelly, but also it's concerning for the citizens' health and to the environment. When trash blocks the drains, water can't flow smoothly due to the junk food plastic wraps, plastic cups, and it gets smelly. As you can see, the poor condition of the road in our community, these problems are frequently the source of flooding in the school area. As the barangay said, they are finding solution on this problem, but many years later, it's still a big problem in this area. Complaints are common to this matter, but in the other hand, people must also be responsible on their behavior. Because barangay doesn't always have a solution and budget on every problems in the barangay. Some people here are responsible, but some are also irresponsible and doesn't care on what are the consequences that will happen. From what I've seen, this problem must be solved and people must understand the unity to overcome every problems that will arrive. From what I've said, people must be responsible and be disciplined. Because barangay don't have a fast response every time you complain. Be mindful, folks.
Identifying the goals and objectives of the plan. Goals: establishment of effective waste disposal practices. This goal focuses on promoting responsible waste disposal within the community. Improvement of the drainage infrastructure. This goal aims to enhance the resilience and capacity of the drainage system to handle heavy rainfall and to prevent blockage. Objectives: establishment of effective waste disposal practices. Conduct a public awareness campaigns and educational programs to promote responsible waste disposal practices within the community. Collaborate with the local authorities and community leaders to enforce proper waste disposal guidelines and penalties for improper waste disposal. Implement a monitoring and reporting system to track and address instances of illegal or improper waste dumping that obstructs drainage systems. Improvement of the drainage infrastructure. Assess and identify vulnerable points within the drainage infrastructure prone to blockage during heavy rainfall. Implement innovative engineering solutions to enhance drainage system resilience and capacity to handle heavy rainfall and prevent blockage and caused by improperly disposed trash. Establish a regular maintenance schedule for drainage systems, ensuring prompt clearing of debris and obstructions to maintain optimal functionality during heavy rain events.
Enumerate the different factors. The residents of Barangay San Isidro, Talisay City, Cebu face hard situation of their drainage that can affect the whole community. Helps: cleaning and upkeep of drainage channels and pipe improve water flows. Next, implementing and enforcing proper waste management practices prevents clogs. Next, educating communities about the importance of proper waste disposal and water conservation. Next, collecting rainwater for irrigation or other uses reduce the amount of water entering drainage system. Next, regular maintenance keep barriers and garbage out of drainage system, preventing water logging. Hinders lack of awareness about responsible drainage practices among residents. Next, poorly maintained drainage system. Next, improper disposal of garbage can cause waterlogging. Next, lack of upkeep leads to clogged drains and pipes. Next, issues can remain due to a lack of community participation in drainage preservation.
As you can see, we have here a miniature where it resembles San Isidro Night High School. The problem of drainage keeps not only the residents but also the students in distress. When a heavy rainfall pours, they are having a hard time in crossing the road and walk to their desired destination. So we, the group 3, come up with a solution with the said miniature. In here, you can see our drainage having small holes. So here. This could prevent from trashes to go through the drainage and refrain from clogging. We also widen and broaden our drainage in order to have the water flow and seep through the pipes under the drainage so that it would not overflow inside the drainage. Also, we put up some trash bins in order to keep the environment more clean and healthy. We also suggest that barangay officials should tell residents to have daily maintenance around the drainage in order to keep them from sickness and diseases, as well as flooding.
For today, I would like to discuss a pressing issue that affects our community drainage problems. Specifically, I will focus on the health impacts and societal consequences caused by these issues. It is important to shed light on this matter and raise awareness so that we can work towards finding solutions and improving the well-being of our community. One of the health concerns associated with drainage problems is the increased risk of fungal infections such as athlete's foot. The damp conditions caused by flooding create an ideal environment for fungi to thrive, leading to uncomfortable symptoms like itchy, red, and peeling skin, especially between the toes or on the soles of the feet. Other symptoms may include a burning or stinging sensation, blisters or ulcers, and a foul odor. It is crucial to address these issues promptly to prevent the spread of such infections. Another significant health risk is the transmission of mosquito-borne diseases, with dengue being a prime example. Stagnant water from the floods becomes a breeding ground for mosquitoes, increasing the chances of dengue fever. Dengue is characterized by flu-like symptoms including high fever, severe headache, body aches, joint pain, rash, fatigue, nausea, vomiting, swollen lymph nodes, mild bleeding, and abdominal pain. In severe cases, it can progress to dengue hemorrhagic fever or dengue shock syndrome, which can be life-threatening. Proper drainage and waste management practices are essential in combating this health risk. So, the drainage problems in our community have significant societal implications. The disruption of daily activities affects everyone, but it particularly impacts students who struggle to navigate through the chaos caused by the floods. This disruption not only inconveniences the residents but also affects their overall well-being. One of the major concerns raised by residents is the unpleasant smell accompanying the floods, especially for those living near the drainage system. The improper disposal of waste, including organic waste, contributes to the foul smell associated with the floods. This foul odor not only affects the physical environment but also has psychological and emotional implications for the residents. Constant exposure to such unpleasant smells can lead to discomfort, frustration, and decreased quality of life. Furthermore, the stagnant water from the floods becomes a breeding ground for mosquitoes, increasing the risk of mosquito-borne diseases like dengue fever. This poses additional health risks and challenges for the community. It is essential for the local government and relevant authorities to address these issues promptly by implementing effective measures to improve the drainage system and waste management practices. By doing so, we can alleviate the negative impacts on the community and enhance the overall living environment.
In conclusion, the drainage problem in Barangay San Isidro, Talisay City, Cebu present a pressing challenge with far-reaching consequences for the community. The inadequate drainage system have contributed to recurrent flooding, posing threats to both public and property safety. This issue is exacerbated by the rapid urbanization and population growth in the area, underscoring the need for immediate and effective solutions. The drainage problem is not only a technical concern but also a socio-economic one. Residents face disruption to daily life, potential damage to property, and increased vulnerability to health risks associated with waterborne diseases. The burden on local infrastructure further strains the barangay resources. As such, addressing the drainage problem becomes not just an engineering task, but a community-wide effort that requires collaboration, awareness, and active participation. To overcome the drainage challenge in Barangay San Isidro, a holistic approach is imperative. These involve the implementation of sustainable drainage solutions tailored to the specific needs of the community. Concurrently, community engagement and initiative and education program can empower residents to contribute to the ongoing efforts, fostering a sense of collective responsibility by integrating both technical and community-oriented strategies. Barangay San Isidro can work towards building a resilient and sustainable future in the face of its drainage challenges.
Our management plan focuses on two main goals. First is the establishment of effective waste disposal practices. Second is the improvement of the drainage infrastructure. So firstly, we plan to conduct public awareness campaigns and educational programs to promote responsible waste disposal practices within the community. This will help educate people about the importance of proper waste disposal and encourage them to adopt responsible habits. So secondly, we aim to collaborate with local authorities and community leaders to enforce proper waste disposal guidelines and penalties for improper waste disposal. By working together with the stakeholders, you can ensure that everyone is held accountable of their waste disposal actions. Lastly, we plan to implement a monitoring and reporting system to track and address instances of illegal or improper waste dumping that obstructs drainage systems. This will help identify problem areas and take appropriate action to prevent further damage to the drainage infrastructure. So, for the second goal of improving the drainage infrastructure, we have outlined a set of objectives as well. So, firstly, we will assess and identify vulnerable points within the drainage infrastructure that are prone to blockages during heavy rainfall. This will help us prioritize areas that require immediate attention. Next, we plan to implement innovative engineering solutions to enhance the resilience and capacity of the drainage system to handle heavy rainfall and prevent blockages caused by improperly disposed trash. This could involve the use of new technologies or design modification to improve the efficiency of the drainage system. Lastly, we will establish a regular maintenance schedule for the drainage system to ensure prompt clearing of debris and obstructions. This will help maintain optimal functionality during heavy rain events and prevent any potential blockages. Overall, we management plan focuses on addressing the issues of waste disposal and drainage infrastructure by raising awareness, enforcing guidelines, implementing innovative solutions, and maintaining regular maintenance. It aims to create a more sustainable and resilient community.
Lack of awareness about responsible drainage practices among residents. Next, poorly maintained drainage system. Next, improper disposal of garbage can cause waterlogging. Next, lack of upkeep leads to clogged drains and pipes. Next, issues can remain due to a lack of community participation in drainage preservation.
Conventional drainage systems sometimes have insufficient capacity and unsuitable interfaces, requires poor maintenance and spoiled and solid waste is improperly disposed of into sewer and drainage routes. Conventional drainage systems sometimes have insufficient capacity and unsuitable interfaces, require poor maintenance and solid waste is improperly disposed of into sewer and drainage routes. According to ASPHRODITE 2016, apart from pluvial and urban floods, additional forms of flood that can create environmental disasters including flash, coastal, river, and catastrophic floods. Flooding occurs when excessive rainfall causes rainwater from buildings and drylands in densely populated areas to overflow into urban drainage and sewage system. Despite the fact that there are numerous, the primary source of urban flood is inadequate or poorly designed drainage systems, which are factors related to hydrology and meteorology. Urban areas have a huge impermeable surface area which exacerbates the problem. Pavements on streets and roads reduce infiltration and speed up flow, increasing the danger of flowing. As a result, this study aims to identify the reason behind poor drainage systems and their effects on the environment in the study location, as well as strategies for enhancing living and health conditions and offering recommendations and potential fixes for Barangay San Isidro's drainage system.
Study on resilient urban drainage, we prioritize on-site surveys as the primary method for our data collection. This approach involved physical visiting various locations to conduct detailed assessments of existing drainage infrastructure. We then interacted with the environment firsthand, observing and documenting key aspects as water flow patterns, potential vulnerabilities, and the overall condition of the drainage system. These on-site surveys allowed us to gather precise and context-specific information, forming the foundation of our research on innovative strategies for resilient urban drainage.
So we experience any limitations in our management plan as well as in our data gathering. Residents are answering neutral, meaning they don't care about the said drainage problem around their barangay. It's like an everyday occurrences of their life, making it difficult to come up with a better management plan when residents itself don't help. Overall, our limitations in our management plan is lack of resources, lack of maintenance, lack of discipline in residents, absence of adequate drainage, and economic activities.
Areas in their management plan do you suggest for further study or research? I think the San Isidro Elementary School and San Isidro National High School, because as you can see, the road is very old and broken and the drainage is so small to occupy the water smoothly. That's why I think and I suggest to study and research it more, because it's a big problem to students who are studying there.
What are the implications on your findings? There are several implications in Barangay San Isidro, Talisay City, Cebu that we found about the drainage problem. First, it might lead to water lodging during the rainy season, which can cause inconvenience to the residents, damage to property, and even health hazards such as the spread of waterborne diseases. Second, it could impact the local ecosystem. Improper drainage might lead to stagnation of water, which can affect the local flora and fauna. And lastly, it might also affect the infrastructure of the area. Persistent waterlogging can weaken the foundation of buildings and roads, leading to long-term damage.